Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. It's official, Modern Horizons 3 spoilers are actually up. Not the leaks that I've been reporting on for weeks now. So let's take a look at what's right, what's wrong, and how much of it was real. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's about to get real. Anyway. So don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, get to 1,000 peeps. We're going to hit the giveaway section, and it's going to be a fun time. Links in the description, other ways to support the channel, get the cards you want. Also, anybody seen ShamWow? I mean, seriously, they've got to be here somewhere. Anyway, let's get into it. If I've already reviewed the card, I'm probably going to blow past it. So if you ain't been watching the videos, Tough Cookie. That sounds so cool. Anyway. So we're going to start off with some retro frame reprints. That's right, Ragavan printed again, and you know why, because he just costs too much money not to print in a set and charge you more money for the set. Period. Anyway, so we get Ragavan reprint. Dragon Rage Chandler. This is going to make this card worth almost nothing. Used to be a $5 uncommon. Then it was down to 2 with the last reprint, and this is going to make it a quarter. Sling Gang Lieutenant, nothing special here, but good card, kind of cool. Hard Evidence, it's about the only thing hard around here. Anyway, moving on, other old foil cards, old back cards we get. Munitions Expert is back. Tireless Provisioner gets a reprinting, even though it didn't need it. Unholy Heat reprint, it's already lost favor though, and a Strike It Rich. Why the hell is this? Well, I guess it's a part of the combo. Anyway. So there you go, some more reprints there in the old frame. More old frame reprints. These are the special guest cards we're going to get. I find it very interesting that they spoiled 4 of the elementals, not the white one, even though we know it's in here. But anyway, so all the elementals are back as special guest cards. Got to admit, they're all pretty cool, not going to lie. I like the art in all of them. And then we have Thought Knot Seer, because it just wouldn't be Eldrazi's without you getting your thought knotted. Whatever the hell that means. Anyway. So there's our special guests. So now, let's take a look at some more special guests. That's right, we get Expressive Iteration. Card's been banned. But hey, whatever. Good artwork. We get a Persist, which is cool. Dismember reprint, because God knows we haven't seen that thing enough. And a reprint of Prismatic Ending, because, good lord, that uncommon was $3 and we can't have that. So, still, good cards, new art, kind of cool, not gonna lie. This Dismember is a great card. I like it. However, my favorite art, definitely the Phyrexian foil version that they printed a long time ago. If they're going to improve on that, good luck. Anyway, moving on. A lot of stuff to cover, sorry. All right. So here we go into the actual set. We have Kolazak, the Broken Reality. We've already talked about this card. Ulamog, the Defiler. This one we talked about, but I think some of the card was hidden. 10 Cuddless for a 7/7. Whenever you cast this spell, target opponent exiles half their library, rounded up. Sacrifice 2 permanents is its ward ability. Plus, enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the greatest mana value among cards in exile. Ulamog has Annihilator X, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on it. This thing is broken. Even if you exile half of somebody's deck, you're gonna have something at least 2 or higher. At least. If it's a 1, who cares? It's still Annihilator. Good God. And we get a new uncommon Wormcoil Larva. This is a black card. 2 black and 3 for a 3/3 Death Touch lifelink. Whenever it dies, you get to create a 1/2 artifact creature token with Death Touch and a 2/1 artifact creature token with lifelink. I mean, fine for limited, but other than that, this just sucks ass. I mean, 2 black and 3 for something you can get for 1 more mana. You get to get 6 colorless for 6/6, get 2 3/3s. Like, Anyway, Izzet. Oh boy, that's a word. Generatory Realm. Damn. Blue-red artifact. If you would get 1 or more energy, you get that many +1. Tap, draw a card, activate only if you've paid or lost 4 or more energy this turn. Interesting. There are lots of ways to get energy, so I think this is going to be a player in some way, shape, or form, but we're going to have to wait and see what all else comes out. So I think this is going to be, if energy becomes real good, this is going to be pretty good common. Just saying, I mean. All right, we have Ginkgo Future Shaper. I don't think we've seen this one. Blue, white, and 2 for a 2/5. Whenever another non-token permanent you control leaves the battlefield, choose one that has been chosen this turn. Create a creature token with those characteristics. 2/2 white fox with Vigi. 1/2 blue merfolk with flying. Moonfolk, not merfolk, moonfolk. Sorry. And a 1/1 black rat with lifelink for white, blue, and 3. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That seems good. This will go straight into all those sweet token decks, so we'll have to wait and see. We just revealed 6 this weekend, so won't go over that again, but this art is definitely not as cool as the full bore was it bust art or whatever, you know, when they're just their head. Anyway, we have Mog Mob, 3 red for a 3/3. Sacrifice it, deals 3 damage, divide any way you choose. I mean, that's fine, but probably just, at best, probably limited. Then we have Frogmire Enforcer. We've seen this one already. 4/4 for 7, affinity for artifacts. You can prototype it for a 2/2. Next, we have White Orchid Phantom. We talked about this one. Here's a new one. Shadow of the Second Sun. 2 blue and 4. Enchant player at the beginning of each enchanted player's post-combat main phase. There is an additional beginning phase after this phase. So, that means the end step happens after the added untap, upkeep, and draw steps. So you don't get an extra combat step. Let's just clarify that right now. However, still badonkers. Just going to put that out there. Then we have the Serum Visionary, a blue and 2 for a 2/2. That casts Serum Visions when it comes in as a common. This is insane. Nothing like Serum Vision with legs, right? Wow. Thief of Existence, we talked about that one. It's going to be a hot card. People have already said it's really good. Moving on, we have the Planeswalkers we already talked about coming up. We have Tameo. This is the full art version, and God, is it looking good. Take her to Taco Bell. Anyway, Power Balance, we already talked about it in the previous one. It is the new balance, and it is, woo boy, it's going to be a thing. Oh, is it going to be a thing? Wheel of Potential, talked about it as well. The Wheel of Fortune for energy decks. What could possibly go wrong with that? Anyway, moving on. Next, we have Ral Moon's Monsoon Mage. Pretty cool. And he flips over looking good. We have Soren House of Markov. Just fantastic art. This is sexy. I mean, this is a good art. Man, it's a good art. All right, moving on. We already talked about these guys. Next, we have Kali the Vast. We already talked about that. That is the bust version. Figurehead, whatever the hell you want to call it. Still looking good. Like it. We have Pearl Ear Imperial Advisor. I think we've talked about this one. 2 white and 1 for a 3/4 lifelinker. Enchantment spells you cast have affinity for auras. This is going to be disgusting in the auras decks. When you cast an aura spell that targets a modified permanent you control, draw a card. Disgusting. So yeah. And then we have the good old Gristy boy here. So out of all the cards I've seen so far, full art Planeswalkers, this not doing it for me. Ron, good art, not bad. Not for this. This is not it. I expected better, and I'm not happy. Good effort. I can see you have skill. However, this is not what I envisioned, and just not for me. So we'll just leave it at that. Next, we have the Volatile Drake. We talked about this. This is the reprint of the other Drake, basically, but for energy. So you can steal your opponent's shit. Somebody already told me what it was. I've already forgot again. Good God. I'm so good at this. Anyway, Eldrali, Anyway, it's this guy, except he's different. We talked about him yesterday. Moving on. Detective Phoenix. We've already talked about this too. Red and 2 for a 2/2. You can bestow it for 1, but you gotta collect evidence 6. We've already been there. Arna Canarood Sky Captain. God, what a name. I don't think we've seen this one yet. Black, blue, white, and 2 for a 4/4 flying lifelink. Ward, discard a card. Yeah, whenever a modified creature you control attacks, double the number of each kind of counter on it. Then for each non-token permanent attached to it, create a token that's a copy of that permanent attached to that creature. Not that this is going to see a lot of play outside of Commander, but this is a powerhouse. Holy shit. This does the things and the stuff all by itself. Yeah. This could easily be a commander for a auras / equipment / things deck. Yeah, like, whew. It says attached permanent, right? Like, you can start making, like, all kinds of nappy things. Like, I don't even know. Like, you can start doubling creatures that are attached to it with Bestow, or creatures that are attached to something as an artifact and equipped to it. Like, it just, wow. Just wow. Good stuff. Moving on. Next here we have the Grim Servant. This is new. Black and 3 for a 3/2 menace. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, mana value less than or equal to your devotion to black. Reveal it, put it in your hand, lose 3 life. Good for limited. Glimpse of the Impossible. We saw that yesterday. Thraben Charm and Evolutionary Witness all talked about this weekend. If you haven't watched one of those videos, go ahead and pause here and read. I'm moving on for everybody else who's paying attention. Next we have Bria Ethereal Shaper. I think we've talked about this. Everything but green for a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 blue Thopter tokens. Sacrifice 2 artifacts. You get to choose, deal 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. A creature gets -4/-4, or you gain 5 life. Great for an artifact deck. I like it. Also, notice, artifact creature. If you have to, you can use her. But anyway, Witch Enchanter. We've seen cards like this. White and 3, when it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Very good. Here it says when it enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. This is what I was talking about. These lands coming in and being able to come in untapped, even though it's 3 life. The utility here is insane. It's a creature. It's a disenchant, plus it's a land. Like, you can start playing, I don't want to say mediocre cards, but you can mediocre somebody to death with this versatility and this toolbox style. It's insane. Brain Surge, already seen that. Moving on. Say worst Brain Geyser, or Brainstorm. Flare, here's the flares, so here we go. Flare of Duplication, 2 red and 1. You may sacrifice a non-token red creature rather than play the spell's cost. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets. It's a fork. We knew it would be. Flare of Malice, 2 black and 2 instant. Sacrifice a non-token black creature instead of paying the cost. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Not so hot. And that's fine. I mean, it's okay. And then we've already seen Flare of Fortitude, sacrifice the same way. Your life total can't change, and permanents you control gain hexproof indestructible. This thing's a powerhouse. This should have been a mythic. Sweet Jesus, it's a rare. It's going to be an expensive rare. So, yeah, we're just going to say that. Moving on. Let's see. Next, we have another reprint. We have Kurik, Son of Yawgmoth, because they haven't reprinted him enough to destroy the value, so let's try it one more time. Next, we have Dung Abra. Dog Umbra. Woo boy. I'm on top of it. We talked about this already. Disciple of Frere Elise, 3 green and 3 for a 3/3. Enters the battlefield. You may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the creature's power. Again, can be a forest. Pay 3 life if it comes in untapped. Well, it's not a forest. It's just a land. But, again, sweet utility and the ability to draw cards. And she's an elf. I mean, 6 mana is a lot. But, I mean, if you don't kill them with the Crater Hoof, I mean, drawing 7 cards probably will. Just gonna put that out there. Deserted Temple, we've already seen that thing. Next here we have the Trickster's Elk. Can't guess who that is. Oh, look. Wait, is that one dad? Kenrith, 2 will. Anyway. Green and 2 for this 3/3 with Bestow for a green and 1. Enchanted creature loses all abilities as a green elk and has base power 3/3. It's basically being okified. However, I guess you can technically enchant the opponent's... You can elk somebody's card with this, so it is good green removal. And then if you kill their creature, you get this back as a 3/3. I mean, it's got play, I guess. Next we have the Scurrilous Sentry. Black 3 for a 2/3 with Menace. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, it convenes. That may not seem like a big deal, but it is, especially in Limited. It is. Drawing and discarding ain't making this thing huge, and it has Menace. This is a thing. It will kill people. So, yeah. Next we have the Medallion Cycle. That's right, we get another shot at the Medallions. It's gonna be sweet. They've already reprinted them once. Hell, why not do it again? Let's just go ahead and rock bottom the prices. We got the red and green one here, but are we getting them all? Don't worry, we're getting them all. That's right, the entire Medallion Cycle is being reprinted in this set. And after leaks today, people are going to start realizing $270 for a draft box, or a play box, excuse me, might be a bit cheap with all this stuff that we've already seen. Ragavan, Medallions, holy shit. Yeah, and that's just tip of the iceberg. It's just the tip. As we all know, it just gets worse from there normally in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, moving on. We have the Flusterstorm reprint. As I mentioned, we already talked about this, and as I mentioned before, I will say it again. God, this art's great. I love it. This is almost, if not as good as the original Flusterstorm art, in my opinion, and I am stoked. I cannot wait to get 4 of these bad boys. All right, moving on. All right, we have a couple more. This is from the Commander deck. We have a Dress Down reprint, Esper Sentinel reprint, and a Biting Grace reprint. Is what it is. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. We'll hit the rest of the Commander cards in the next one a little later today. Give you guys a little breathing room in case you're stressed for time and you can't watch them all. If you're on there binging, just wait, there's more. So, until next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.